Shaun, maybe a question of the calm after the storm this week in Limerick, after the great occasion that was last week.
Yeah, it was definitely a unique experience for me. I've sort of 6 seasons now that I've been with Munster playing, and I haven't experienced an atmosphere like that. Yes, it was a storm, great excitement though, and a really special occasion to be involved in.
You had to be delighted, you and the management team, with the performance of the team on the night.
I don't think you could ever have asked any more of a team. I think the lads went way beyond the call of duty. I'd say on the sidelines about 25 minutes before the end of the match, I looked on and I thought there's absolutely no ways these lads can give any more. I really feared we could ship 20 or 25 points in those last 20 minutes or so. But in fairness to the lads, they took it from there and went even further. Very proud moment to see the lads put that effort in. I think a lot of them learned a lot about themselves as well on the day.
Well, on that, Shaun, it must be very encouraging that players put their hands up for further selection and at the next level.
Absolutely. The players, the international players who were actually at the game down from the Irish camp would have seen the effort that was put in by those players, would have seen what they're capable of. It does wonders for the squad, It gives the younger lads, those lads who played in that game, belief and confidence, and the older lads, let them know as well, the international lads, that there is extra pressure on them as well.
Shaun, talking of that pressure now, I suppose the challenge is Friday and to reproduce that performance against the Scarlets in the Magnus League.
The Ulster game was very, very disappointing. And then what's really a fairly similar team went out and produced absolute heroics against the All Blacks with a massive effort, Those two performances don't really tie up, the books don't balance on those. So I think what we need to take forward from this is we know what we're capable of now. We know where we're capable of going. Okay, some of the internationals are back for the game, not all of them, but we need to use that All Black performance to lift us and show us what level we need to perform at consistently. Really, there's no excuse moving forward.
Looking at the team that night, you shipped some injuries. Dennis Leamy, Frankie Sheehan. We know Rua took a bit of a serious knock. What is the situation with Frank Sheehan, Rua Tupoki and Dennis Leamy?
Dennis is fine, Frank is fine, Rua is not fine, unfortunately. He'll be out until at least the new year with MCL injury to his left knee. So there was a heavy toll injury-wise on that game for us, but it's nothing we haven't had to deal with before, and we will get through this as well.
And again, it's hard to replace a guy like Tupoki with huge experience, but
absolutely,
there are options
massive
there.
Experience, a massive player for us on the field as well, and a genuine leader on the field as well, and on the training ground, so he will be sorely missed.
We're also hearing Justin Melt coming to the end of his tenure here, but then again, the news on Nick Williams is good. The Auckland are almost ready to hit the...
Yeah, absolutely. I think first of all we need to say a massive thank you to Justin. He stepped in at very short notice, was involved in 5 of the Magnus League games, started them, involved off the bench in 2 of the Heineken Cup games. So he's done a massive job for us now when we had injuries, and unfortunately he'll be heading home now on Sunday. And yes, Nick Williams, we look forward to seeing him. Obviously, really decent player, excellent player for the Auckland Blues, and we hope he can add a massive amount for us. The synopsis there on him basically is that he ought to be available for the Connaught game at the end of December.
Shaun, is it going to be difficult to, if you like, lift this team from the euphoria of last week to the Magnus League level that you need to get them to?
I don't know. That last week's game against the All Blacks was a total one-off game, and I think it'll be treated as such. What we need to take from that game is confidence, especially the guys who stepped up to the plate and show us what we are capable of doing when we really put our minds to it. I think that's exactly what we can take from that. Yes, it is hard to step up after a game like that. Yes, the atmosphere was absolutely amazing, and that does drive you on as a player. But I think we need to take from that how we performed and realise that at the end of the day we're competing against ourselves and what's in our heads, and use that to move forward.
Brand new stadium for the Llanelli Scarlets. Is it going to be strange to be playing Llanelli Scarlets but not playing them at Stradey Park?
Well, it's been years now, hasn't it? It is almost like Thomond Park in a way. In fact, I draw a lot of parallels between Llanelli and Munster. So, yes, it will be strange to go to Llanelli and not turn up at Stradey Park, turn up at a brand new stadium. And I'm absolutely certain they'll be wanting to kick off to a good start there. So it'll be doubly hard.
Whereabouts do Munster? What do Munster have to do to come away from Shaun? And they haven't done it in a while, or to come away from Clonethley with a win?
We basically got to be on top of our game, absolutely. Produce individual performances like we did against the All Blacks. You know, you can't relax against a side like the Scarlets. They have attacking ability all over the pitch, and they'll open you wide up if you give them any chance. So defensively, we're going to have to be absolutely sound, and I think dominate up front as usual.
And I know you don't like to look beyond your next game, Shaun, but I mean, you know, everybody, the two hugely crucial Heineken Cup games looming, Clermont away and then home. Huge challenge there ahead of you.
Absolutely, we've got off to a good start in our group in the ERC, and I don't think we can afford to let it slip. I think Rougerie back, and Clermont have been playing particularly well lately, and we have them away first. So it's a slightly unusual setup this year for us in the ERC, in terms that we're playing a really strong team back to back, which hasn't really happened in our pool in the last 4 or 5 years. So it is unusual for us to be playing them, especially a difficult team like this away and then straight away at home again. So we'll see, sort of uncharted territory for us.
But with Clonethley in mind, and with that in mind, the game against the Blacks, it couldn't have come at a better time.
Absolutely. Massive confidence booster.